Hi, this is your writing lesson. You know, I always get those two confused, reading and writing. This is your short writing lesson. I just did, hopefully you just listened to the read aloud of chapter 2 for our reading lesson. I wanted to keep these separate today because I want to focus a little more on our writing. So this week on writing, we're talking about using descriptive language. So I can use descriptive language in my writing to better describe the things in it, focusing on those 5 senses, what we see, hear, smell, taste, and feel. Now, when using descriptive language, it's really what I want to talk about today is word choice. And word choice means you don't just use that first word that comes to mind, but thinking about what are the choices of words that I have to describe that. So what I'm kind of talking about is kind of that idea of that thesaurus or a synonym, so a word that means almost the same. And we know that that thesaurus is a book that we can look up a word, or you can even use an online thesaurus to look up a word, and especially adjectives, and look at a list of words that mean the same or similar things. So when we're talking about word choice, really saying I'm not just gonna say happy. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna look up that word and I'm gonna see what are my other choices. So maybe I wanna say cheerful or chipper or content or ecstatic or elated or joyful, jubilant, lighthearted, overjoyed, perky, thrilled. So word choice means that not just being okay with writing something the first time and not looking back, but really focusing on those words that you're using to describe things and asking yourself, is there a better word, or is there a word that kind of brings my paper to life, my story to life, adding that vivid imagery. So today I'm just gonna show one little thing I noticed when I was reading the chapter earlier, and then I'll move on. But I noticed that there was a sentence in here, and I want you to kind of think about what is the word in this sentence that really kind of adds a vivid image of what Kate DeCamille is talking about in this sentence. So she said, and I told Winn-Dixie he had to act like an exception too. Specifically, I told him not to pick any fights with Mr. Alfred's cats or Miss Detweiler's little yappy Yorkie dog Samuel. So what are the descriptive words that she used in that sentence? So I'm going to focus on Samuel the dog. So she's describing Samuel, and she could have just said Mrs. Detweiler's dog Samuel, and that could have been it. And I would have said, okay, so don't mess with the dog Samuel. But there's not a lot of descriptors in there. And instead, what she did is she doesn't just say the little dog Samuel. She doesn't just say the little yappy dog Samuel, but she goes on to say the little yappy Yorkie dog Samuel. So now in my head, I can actually picture a vivid image of this dog Samuel. So I'm thinking, okay, he's a little dog. I know what a Yorkie looks like. They kind of have that, they're really cute. Kind of has that little wavy hair a little bit. Sometimes they even have little bows in their hair, which is really cute. But yappy, that's the word I really want to focus on. She didn't say the little dog Samuel that barks sometimes. But yappy is kind of a synonym for barking, or for a barker, if a dog barks a lot. But a bark I think of as like that deeper, like dog barking. Yappy is kind of that, I think of it as that, it's like nonstop. It keeps going on and on and on. They like are always, it's kind of higher pitch. So it's a little bit of a higher sound than a deep, dark bark of a big dog. But it's kind of and over and over and over. And so yappy is almost like a characteristic now. It's not even just saying that barking dog, but that word yappy. So really looking at that word choice, yappy is one of those vivid words. So if you were thinking of using the dog that was barking, or looking up as a barker and wanted a synonym for that, yappy would maybe be in that synonym. And then you could say, what a great word to choose to bring my paper to life. to add that detail. So today what I want you to do is you're going to be continuing in your writing journal online again, or you can use the template I've provided, or you can just use paper and pencil. And what I would like you to do, I'm going to add a vivid word choice handout that should be connected to this lesson. Again, lo-fi, here I go, turning it around. So you're going to see this vivid word choice handout. And what I'd like you to do is look at those 2 pages. And when you're writing today, I'd like you to think about your word choice. So you can, if you're using, she was afraid, it made me feel afraid. Going on to this handout and trying to find some of those words you used to describe, and then looking at your other choices and substituting some of those words that you are going to put in there. So again, if I was going to say the small dog, I can look at my sheet. I can see right here where it says, oh no, where am I seeing it? Small right here. And I can say, okay, was it bite-sized, diminutive, meager, microscopic? The microscopic dog. I would be like, oh, that was a really tiny little dog. Petite, skinny, slight, tiny, teeny. So all of these words that can kind of make our papers more vivid, bring them to life. So again, I'm looking forward to reading your stuff. If you're doing it handwritten for me, then you might just be circling a word. Let's say you said small, circling it, and then on the top above it, writing in the other word, that word choice, changing that word choice for me. And then I can see that you did that. I think that's it. So in the comments below, if you have any questions for me, leave them for me. I will give you some, respond to those comments. Other than that, good luck writing today and tomorrow, and I'll see you on Friday. All right, bye-bye.